Hi everybody! So if you saw my haul video a couple days ago, you know that I jumped on the HSN bandwagon and bought almost all of the new Gemini FoilPress hot foil stamps. So for those of you who are not familiar, please check out my other videos on the Gemini FoilPress and on foiling. I did quite a few videos last year. And you guys just overwhelmingly said, we need a foiling video. So we're going to do foiling video. So I already have one of the dies on here heating up. You just heard the machine beep. And if you can tell, I have it on medium. And I'll tell you why I have it on medium. I'm going to be using some other foils. So I'm going to try to remember to show you guys the different foils. I have Glimmer foils. I have Go Press and foils. I have Gemini foil, so I will try to tell you, but my notes that I wrote to myself is that the Spellbinders Glimmer Foil needs to be on medium. So that's why I have the heat on medium. When we switch it back to Gemini foil, then we'll bring it down. Plus, I'm using the large word die. Let me give you guys the correct phrasing so that you can order it. That's hot. Now, I have not done foiling since last year with this machine, so we're gonna dive into this all together now. Okay, this one with all of the words is called Elements? No, it's not. It's called, Festive Words Background. Okay, Festive Words Background. It's a very large die. And we're going to be using, I have all of my foil pre-cut to try to save us some time. So I'm going to jump right in with this beautiful red starry foil here. This is from the Glimmer Foil system. And you always want to put the pretty side down. And it is called Crimson Stars, and it's a red sparkly stars foil. So I did have this heating. I'm going to go back to, 15 seconds here. And start. And then I just have a variety of cardstock next to me. Just going to grab a piece and start running it through the machine. So here is some green. And we're going to put our hot plate over it. I got to remember my sandwich here. Is that it? Uh-oh. I can't remember my sandwich, guys, because I haven't done it in so long. I feel like we're missing something. Nope. That was it. And off camera, I'm just running it through my Gemini Jr. If you have the full-size Gemini, it will work, but you do need the adapter plate. Okay, so all I did, and I hope this works, was the the die, the foil, the paper, and then I ran it through with the cover plate. So let's see if it heated up enough. Beautiful. And save the waste. We can do something with the waste later on. Can you guys see how pretty that is? Okay, so I know you want to see it again, so we're going to plug it back in. 15 seconds. It's going to wait till that turns green. That is just, I just can't stop looking at it. Beautifully foiled, slightly debossed. Okay, so let me pick a different color paper and foil. Oh, we have some of this really... I think these came out of Hero Arts kits, and honestly, I was hoarding them, but what better time to use them? So that will turn green when it's ready. Here's some red paper, and then I have some other color foils here. Oh, here we go. We have some green foil. This is called... We're beeping. We're ready. Okay, this green one is called Emerald Facets. This is also from Glimmer, which is Spellbinders. So we have our plate heated up. We're going to, oh, it's on medium. I have it set for 15 seconds, but it is super hot because I have it on medium. And again, the only reason I have it set higher is because we're using a different company's foil here. We're going to do red cardstock over this one. And then put our cover plate on and hit start for 15 seconds. And then we're going to run it through. And you'll see when I grab it, I grab in the top corner here and the bottom corner here when I run it through the machine. I don't touch anywhere else because it is hot. Now, it did come with these little pinchy things you can use. I never use them. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to answer most frequently asked questions. So, the first question I always get asked is, can you use mink foil? The answer is no. Mink foil, deco foil, Gina K foil, Brutus Monroe foil, none of those things will work. This is a completely different foiling system. Even my beloved Creative Vision Stamps foil will not work in this system. Okay. I always let my foil cool down a second so that it has proper time to adhere to our paper. And as you can see, I'm telling you guys, I did not try or practice any of this. You're seeing me refoil for the first time in almost a year. And I just made a note to be on medium heat for these kinds of foils, these Spellbinder foils. Okay, so I think 2 is good with that die. I do have my little heat mat over here. I'm going to use my little foil, pick that up, and put that aside to kind of cool off while we move on to something else. All right, let's move on to one of these other ones. I'm dying to try this little Bethlehem Scene. This one is called Nativity Scene. And I want to use, all right, I have 2 of the same color foil, so I don't know which one it is, but they are identical. One is from Go Press and Foil, and one is from the Glimmer system. I think it's called Chocolate something. Chocolate Copper is what it's called by Go Press and Foil, and I did not write the name. The Glimmer Foil system does not put the names on here, which is kind of annoying. But it is called Chocolate Copper Foil on the Go Press and Foil. And I just accidentally found that I have the same color. So that doesn't really matter. I'm going to take a piece of that. Like I said, I tried to have everything pre-cut. You want to try to cut your foil down to match as best you can. Otherwise, you will get over foiling where the foil kind of sticks to everything. So you want it to kind of fit there. And I wanted to use this. This is a very light kind of bronzy paper, but I thought the copper foiling over it would look good. How am I going to do this? Let me slice this in half. My paper trimmer. Okay, so we'll do 15 seconds with that. Is covered in foils and paper everywhere, guys, because I just try to cut as much as I could for you. Okay, now we're going to run it through the Gemini. Another question that I often get asked is, does my plate warp? Yes, this plate does warp. I get a little bowing in here. There actually is on my plate, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little tiny hole there. I'm assuming there's some kind of connector there. But my plate always ends up going back flat when I'm done using it. Has not affected the way that my machine works, so I really don't worry about it. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at how pretty that is. And this is a really thin paper. This is not a heavy cardstock, and you can see it foiled beautifully. Okay, since we have that die, and I'm saving my scraps for something else. We'll do those later. Okay, I want to do another one of those. And this one I'm going to do on, I have some black glossy cardstock. I picked that up from the Paper Cut. So this is the big pack of black glossy cardstock. I cut it down. And let's do that in a little bit of a brighter color. Oh, here we go. This one, this is really fun. Look at that. This is called Starburst. It's gold. Also from the Glimmer Foil system. We always do shiny side down because this is the side with the adhesive, and that's what makes the difference between these foils and other foiling systems. This foil has a built-in adhesive on the foil, so it's not like the other foiling systems that need a toner to stick to. We're putting our paper right side down, the side that you want to get foiled down. We're going to do 15 seconds. And again, if you're new to foiling, if you're new to my channel, I have a whole playlist. Go back to the home page and check playlists, and you will see foiling. It's from toner foil, mink foil, to hot foil, using the foil press, using the Go Press and Foil, using other dyes, other foiling systems. I'm hoping that stuck. We'll see. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. Now that looks like a little extra overfoiling there, and yep, I can peel it right off. So we're good. Oh, look at that. I'm so excited, and I know some of you guys are hating me right now because you ordered your dies and they didn't come in yet. I'm so sorry. All right, so we did 2 with that. Let me pull that guy off. Don't worry, I have lots of foils and lots of dies for us to go through. This is not something I do with Leah because it is so hot. You guys know I like to do a lot of foiling with her, but I want to make sure that, you know, we're always doing it in a safe environment, and these do get very hot. Okay, so I think we'll do 2 sentiments. These came in a set. This one says Christmas Wishes, and the tape that's held on here is like industrial tape. I wish they would sell it. Go like that. And this one says Celebrate the Season. I love the font. Alright, and you do want to remove any tape that's stuck to your die. There we go. And we're going to do both of these at the same time. And I think we'll use some more of that. This funky gold is really pretty because I'm going to cut these and use them later. There we go. And we're going to hit start, foil is pretty side down. I'm going to use this red cardstock. Another question I always get asked is, do you have to use the Gemini or the Gemini Jr.? So the correct answer is yes. It is not recommended that you use any other machines like the Icicle or the Cuttlebug. There is an adapter for the full-size Gemini. I know that there are people who have this machine that use other die cutting systems. But it's not recommended by Crafter's Companion. Okay, so I want to show you guys this. Because I didn't leave this on long enough, it is underfoiled. So there it is underfoiled, okay? So we can try to correct it, but what usually happens if you try to correct it is you will end up just messing it up, basically. You'll get double foiling. I'm going to try to line this up as best as I can. I can see a slight indentation. Let me see if I can redo that one. The top one's okay. I'm not going to mess with that one. So we're going to take this one off. But I am trying to line this one up. I'm going to see if I can get this to foil again. Ooh, wish me luck. It just moved. Actually, I'm just going to move the foil down and try to refoil it. Okay, let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to line it up, so I'm just going to foil on the bottom back part here. Okay, so I'm going to now heat this at 15 seconds. The first one came out okay, the one on top. The one on the bottom, underfoiled. And again, that's because we're using different foils that require higher heat and a longer timer. And because I had put that foil on and didn't put this on and kind of cook the foil, it underfoiled. So let's try it again. Now we put the lid on and we let it go in there for 15 seconds. So underfoiling is when your whole image doesn't foil. It's another reason why you want to wait for it to cool down. So what I did was I used this middle part and I refoiled it. Let's see how it came out. Much better. Much better. So here you can see the first time where it's definitely not foiled here well. This one came out great. This one's fine. But doing it a second time came out much better. Much better. Okay. Let's keep going. I really want to do, let's get some fun stuff. Like, let's get the baubles. Where's those baubles? Jeez. I better not break a nail over this. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to give this 15 seconds to warm up. And then I'm going to go back in with that. Oh no, we have this foil. This is really pretty. Okay, this one is from the Glimmer Foil Variety Pack. I believe you can pick this one up at Hobby Lobby. It's this one on the end. Okay, we're going to put this, again, shiny side down. Pretty side is always down. Trying to pick my cardstock. Here's some shimmery pearl cardstock. All right, now I'm going to let this go again for 15 seconds. Yes, the machine will shut off as well. If you use it too long, it will turn itself down and force itself to cool down. If it gets too hot, it will tell you that it's overheating. All you need to do is unplug the plate and let it cool down a little bit. So there's a lot of safety built into the machine. When you get the machine home, you must turn on the power on the outside here before you can turn the power on here. So there's 2 power switches on it as well. Notice I don't plug it back in. I just leave the plate out while I'm removing everything. And again, I'd like to just give it a second to cool down, to give that foil proper time to cool down and adhere to the paper. I can already see, look, you guys can see that it's already embossed in there. And these are large dies. So pretty. And no, these dies are hot foil dies. They are not regular dies. Yes, you can use them for embossing, but they will not cut. These are specifically for hot foil stamping. How gorgeous is that? That's too pretty. I want to do that one again. I want to do that on that dark cardstock. Where did that go? That beautiful bronzy cardstock. Oh, here we go. And I want to use that gold again. This one. Okay, so we're going to use this. And this. And our cover plate. And 15 seconds. And yes, I have made the mistake where I have hot foiled my dies by putting the foil down the wrong side. It's fine. From what I understand, if you take a little acetone or fingernail polish remover, it will remove the foil. It doesn't hurt anything, doesn't hurt the quality of anything. Once it's stuck on the die, it's there. Okay, ready? Now see, this one didn't foil long enough. It under foil. So this particular foil needs an extra long curing time, this gold foil. But I think it still looks cool. It looks kind of distressed. So I'm really not going to sweat it. I think on this one it looks a little antique-y because of the color choices. Still very pretty. Okay, let's see. Let's do... We have some red cardstock here. We're going to do this pretty green again, this Emerald Facets. Ooh, just enough to cover that. Barely. When you don't have enough foil, try putting it at an angle. Check that out. When I put it at an angle, now I have just the right amount to cover my design. Okay. Put some red cardstock on there. Put the plate on. Green light. Let it cook for 15 seconds. That's what makes this addicting, is 15 seconds is nothing to get these beautiful results. I mean, woo, that is gorgeous. That's a $5 card if you buy it at the store, just for that piece right there. Okay, let's see how this one comes out. Barely enough foil to cover the whole thing, but we got it done. Give it a second to cool down. You don't want to rip your foil off right away because that causes underfoiling too. You just want to give it just a second to cool down and adhere properly to the paper. And look at those shimmering, gorgeous results. Can you see all that? And it's instant, and it's dry, and it's not flaking off, and there's not glitter everywhere, and there's not embossing powder everywhere. And if I need to walk away, I shut the machine off and I walk away. And it's quiet. It's really not that loud. No stamping, no getting ink out. Just foiling, beautiful results, walk away. All right, I really love that one. I'm going to do it again. Let's see here. What other colors of foil? Oh, we have this. This is called tangerine, but it has this kind of iridescent. Let me get a prettier piece of foil here. It has this iridescent kind of shine to it. It's this really bright orange. I think it's pretty. Let's put that on a lighter piece of paper here. There we go. This is like a pale pink. That'll look pretty. Line that up, plug it in, put the lid on it, 15 seconds to cook. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you do, I do appreciate your thumbs up. And if you have any questions, post your questions and comments down below. I always read them. This was a suggestion by one of you guys after seeing my haul video that you missed my foiling videos. And you guys were right. I haven't done a foiling video in a long time. Okay. And you know what? It's just terrible because the camera does not give you guys the gist of how pretty this looks in real life. I mean, the wow factor. So satisfying. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, let's move on to another die. This one is definitely my favorite. Keep an eye out. Like I said, I bought 2 of those. I bought all of these dies with my money. Yes, Gemini sent me the foil press machine last year, but everything else was purchased with my own money. Let's move on. I'm going to crank this down to low heat. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm going to crank it down to low heat. And we're going to move on to some of the other foils, which are the Gemini Foil. Now, the Gemini Foil, there are 2 types, and I want to show you guys the difference. And again, if you're not familiar with my station, my channel here, I have extensive videos on the Gemini Foil Press last year and the 2 types of foil. So these are all paper craft foil. So they say on them paper craft foil. They all have this purple tag at the top. There is another type of foil sold by Gemini. You can also use it. It is called multi-surface foils, and you can see it has a pink tag. So never mind that it has paper on the top here. That's totally irrelevant. Multi-surface foils are when you want to foil on other projects like leather and things like that. We are using, what I have cut up today is just the paper foil. I did not cut up any of the multi-surface foil at this time. And we have it down the low, and I'm going to use that beautiful snowflake one. So when it's a large die like this, I like to just give it some time to heat up, because we want even heat all over the die. So this guy, just lining him up. I'm going to heat him up for, 30 seconds. So I just like let him cook, let him heat up a little bit. Some people do, some people don't. I'm one of the people that just likes to have everything evenly heated. I don't really like having to do everything twice. So by preheating it, okay, so the foils that I'm going to show you now are going to be the Gemini Paper Crafts foil. So that's what I have here. I've cut up all of these Gemini Paper Craft foils specifically made for the Gemini. And again, these are hot foils. Okay, so our guy is nice and toasty. He's warm. And we're going to start with this turquoise foil, which is not like a shiny foil. It's a little bit dulled down, almost like a matte foil. Still very pretty. And you know what? We're going to do some, let me cut some cardstock down here. Sorry, should have had that ready. Have some shimmering cardstock. Here we go. I'm going to put our lid on. Okay, now, if you don't know what your settings should be, it comes with a book. Okay, so it says large die, foil stamps, 300 GSM cardstock is about 100 pound cardstock. It says 30 seconds. So we are having the machine on low. We're going to turn this guy on to 30 seconds because it is a large die. So always keep your owner's manual. Always write down notes. So I just want to show you guys, I have notes. Okay, so, and in the book, you can write down notes. What this did not come with was an extra metal heating shim and a magnetic shim. You can use those from your Gemini machine. You can also purchase them. That's if you're going to be doing the foil and cut dies. I'm not using those today. Okay, run those through. Hopefully this will look good. Okay, ready? Yee, so pretty! I get so excited when I see these guys. I'm sure you get excited too, but I really get excited. I am addicted to foiling. And again, that was the Gemini foil called Turquoise. And again, it's not super shimmery, but it is pretty. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's use this one again. I'm just going to straighten it out. I like to try to keep everything straight so there's less cutting around it later. And let's go in with, what else do we have? Do we have some other? I cut this iridescent one. Here it is. This one I haven't used yet. I think this one's going to look cool. Come on. Okay. So look, it's very translucent. And I have some blue cardstock. And this one is called Icicle. But it's very, very translucent. It doesn't have that foily backing to it. So we'll see how it comes out. I'm excited to see how that one goes. Okay. Oops. Gotta run it through the machine. Getting too excited. All right, I'm excited to see how this one's gonna look. Are we ready? Oh, it's very iridescent. It's almost like when you do like a tone on tone effect. Yeah, it doesn't have its own color. It's very iridescent. There's some shimmer there. That is pretty. Oh, can you guys see the sparkle? Look at the sparkle. You see that? Oh, I like that. That is gorgeous. Oh, that is super pretty. I really dig that one. Okay, let's move on to some of the other ones. Let me take this guy off of here. Let him cool down. Do this tree. If I can get him off of here. Okay. Now this is a smaller die, so we don't need that much time. I think 15 seconds is going to be enough. So again, a low heat setting. And I'm going to use some of the traditional green. This is called Holly. Maybe that's too traditional. Maybe we should go in... no, we're just going to use it. Okay, and what color do we want to use there? We'll use our little bronze paper again. I like that bronze. 15 seconds on low. Start. Okay. All right, let's do, I want to do some of these other ones. Not that I don't love this tree, but I want to do something else here. So I was thinking of doing this Joy and making it a card front. And this one's called Christmas Joy. This is part of the other two sentiments I showed you. So if I were going to make this a card front, I need this stamped at the bottom like this. So I need it down here, right? So I'm going to line it up. Try to center that. So when I put my cardstock on, this way when my thought is when I fold my cardstock, this will be on the front of my card. And there are little grid lines that I do try to line up my dies with so that they're pretty straight. So when I put my paper on here, it will be centered, hopefully. Okay, and I'm going to use this pretty gold foil. This one is called Gold Shimmer. So pretty side, shiny side down. We're going to line up our cardstock. I actually want to line it all the way to the edge here. It's telling me it's ready to go. Cover plate. 15 seconds. Run it through. Look at that. And now I can just fold this card in half and I have my card front done. So pretty. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. It is too pretty to leave it alone. We're going to do it again. We're going to use the same gold foil. Shiny side down. I have this piece of green. Fifteen seconds to cook it. Run it through Gemini Jr. All of that. Joy to you this Christmas season. And it's got little holographic glitter pieces in there. So it's not just gold, it's like extra shimmery gold. Look at how pretty that is. And it's already done, it's already lined up. I don't have to cut anything. All I got to do is fold it in half. How easy is that? All right, we got a couple more dies here and then we are done playing. I know you guys are all like, All right, I want to do, you know what? I want to do the snowflake background again. Actually, no, I don't. Do the snowflake. Let's do the snowflake all by itself. I'm going to line it up right there. Seems to be in the middle. I have this blue cardstock, and I'm just going to use some more of that this iridescent pretty foil. had other stuff here I wanted to foil. We'll have to try it. Now look how pretty that is. Now if we wanted to go back and add the sentiment, let's grab one of those. Okay, so let's say we wanted to add this, celebrate the season, right? So we want this at the very bottom. Okay, and let's say we want to do that in some of this turquoise. I'm going to put our card down. Same one we just did the star on. Turn it on. So now we have a card front that has that beautiful snowflake and then a sentiment to go underneath. So you can do two different colors of foiling. Now there's a little over foiling right here. That's not a big deal if you have that. You just take a sand eraser. And I'm trying to do it standing up, but a sand eraser will take that over foiling right off. Pretty! And we're going to save the scraps. I'm going to do this one with the bells real quick. Jeez. So same thing. I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to use the same idea. I'm going to put a little bit this one down at the bottom and then do this one at the top. And I want to use this gold foil again called Gold Shimmer, and this is the Glimmer Foil. And yes, you could do two different colors of foil at the same time if you wanted to. I'm just going to do them both at one time. And some pretty card here somewhere. Where am I? A card that's already made up. Okay, so we want the bottom of the card down. It's going to go over. We need to move that up. We want it all to fit on here. So we're going to do it like that. I just push the other die down. Might be a little bit hanging off at the top there. We'll find out in a second. Okay. 15 seconds. I did want to try vellum. That was the one thing I couldn't get to foil last time. So I'm going to use this vellum. We'll see if it works out. I think with vellum I need to use a shim because it's super light. Okay, so here we go. Oh, my bells were a little crooked. Okay, so a lot of overfoiling on here because there was too much pressure. I should have opened my card up. Still not bad, but because this is a heavy duty card, it kind of embossed all the way through. It's not bad. But what I would do now is just take a sand eraser and erase off of where it was overfoiled on the top and here. And there's a little piece right there and down here. So I would just take a sand eraser and clean that up. Definitely not throwing that one away. It's still super cute. I can put a piece of paper inside here to mat this off. And then you would never know that I overfoiled it. Okay, we're going to keep that. All right, moving on. I want to try to foil vellum. That was the one thing I could not get to work before. So we have this piece of vellum, actually two. Let me cut this down. Cut it down to 5.5. This is the Statler vellum. I don't know if that matters or not. And I'm going to go back to that snowflake die because it's just too pretty. I'm going to go to this guy here. And we're going to go back up to 30 seconds, remember, because he is a larger die. We're going to stay on low heat. We're going to preheat him. We're going to stay on low heat because we are using the Crafter's Companion. Yes, the Crafter's Companion Gemini Foil. And we're going to use some of this silver. We have this silver mirror foil called Aurora. So we'll see how this works on vellum. And it says on vellum, oh, it does say to go for 45 seconds on vellum. Low heat, 45 seconds, large die. So we're going to go to 45 seconds. Okay. So we have our die preheated. We are going to put down our Aurora foil, shiny side down. Oh, there's a piece of tape on that one. Shiny side down. We're going to put our piece of vellum over top of that. Now, because this is super thin, I'm just going to put one of my little shims on here. Whoa, look at that curling up. Okay, and that's just an extra piece of paper. We're going to heat it up for 45 seconds. While that's heating up, I wanted to pull out, I have some of this Crafter's Companion glitter card and foil card, and I think we should foil some sentiments on here and see how they come out. Yeah, because we have some of this green and blue foil we can use. There we go. All right, cross your fingers. This is vellum. shim. Okay, let's see if it worked. I didn't have luck with vellum before. Nope. Well, kind of. Kind of. I think we need to leave it on there longer. It's okay. It's not terrible. I mean, it's going to make a fine background. I want to try it again. I am going to crank this up a little bit. I'm going to go to medium heat. I just don't think it's hot enough. I'm going to go 30 seconds on medium heat. When that goes to green, I'll know that the medium heat is ready. I'm going to use that same foil. There's a little piece of tape in the middle of it, right there. It shouldn't really affect it, but if we see that, that's because of the foil, because that was the beginning of the roll. Put my shim on there. And we're going to do medium, 30 seconds for vellum. Here we go. Hopefully this works. And then we're going to do these two sentiments on the glitter card. The luxury card stock, which is glitter and foil card pieces that we can use for sentiments. Have those all ready to go. Okay, try number 2 with the vellum. And I know it had enough pressure because it pressed all the way through my shim. So you know it had enough pressure. Well, let's see if we get better coverage. Oh yeah, much better coverage. Way better coverage. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to do. Now that I know that, I'm going to write down on my little notepad here, my little notes here, that vellum is medium heat, 30 seconds. So that way when I go to do it again, I know what vellum is. So always keep your notes on this. But look at the difference between doing the low, where it's fine, it's kind of distressed looking, it's just underfoiled, and then doing the medium. Way better coverage, the way it was meant to look. And yay, we figured out how to do vellum. So yeah, big difference between low and medium, and doing 30 seconds on medium versus 45 seconds on low. And it does tell you on the book there to use a shim for that, but I really like that. Okay, let's do these two little sentiments quick. So I'm going to attempt to do them at the same time. I'm going to do them on opposite ends so that way there's no pressure problems. I'm going to do this one with the turquoise foil. This one, I have a little piece of this gold foil. This one, I'm going to do the glitter foil. On this one, I'm going to do the mirrored foil. We want to crank this back down the low. So we're going to give that a second. Okay, and we just need 15 seconds on these guys. Okay. And when using different foiling companies, that's why I did all the Glimmer Spellbinders foils first, so I could do medium heat and the other foiling on low heat. Okay, so here is on the glitter card with the turquoise foil from Gemini. Probably should have done that a little longer. I'm not going to peel that. I'm going to attempt to refoil it. Okay, that feels pretty sturdy. I'm not even going to take the other one off. We're going to do another 15 seconds. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, it does say on our instructions that mirror card is 30 seconds, so I probably just didn't do it long enough. Or 20 seconds. So let's see if that worked out. Oh, it looks like I lined it up in the right way, which is kind of a miracle because that never happens. Ooh, much better that time. So when you're doing mirror card or textured card, you want to make sure that you're heating it up a little longer. That came out pretty cool. Okay, so that's on that. Let's try this guy. This die moved. It moved. I bumped it. This is for the person that's always drunk in your life. All right, so we did foil, we did mirror card, we did vellum. I don't know what else we could possibly do here. I showed you all the dies, so I think I'm going to give this guy a break, let him cool down while I recap what we did here. And again, if you have any questions, post them down below. Holy cow, this video is way too long. And unlucky for you guys that I do not edit, but let me go through what we've done here. So, okay, note to self, if you're going to be doing anything other than card stock, so vellum, glitter card, or foil card, I will wait. Go get yourself pen and paper because you're going to write this down. You want to do longer on the heat setting. Okay, so with the vellum, we want to go to medium, and this is when we're using the Gemini foil for these guys. Okay, we want to use medium heat, 30 seconds. For these guys, we just want to do low heat, and I would say 30 seconds. Okay, so we have those. We have our little card fronts here that we did. Very pretty. There's the other one. And you can see how quickly, I mean, yeah, it was an hour, but we made a lot of cards here, and they're all different. So imagine if you're always using the same foil and same die, and you have your card already cut out, you could mass produce cards very quickly. This is that Icicle foil from Gemini. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but it has, there we go. You can catch the little glimmers in there. This is the Gemini Turquoise foil. Not as super shiny. It's a little muted with the foiling. This was the Tangerine from Glimmer, which is like an orangey color. Here is the Emerald Facet. This one was also the Glimmer Foil, part of that 4-pack. This was the one that I didn't foil long enough, that gold foil. Under foil, this will go to a more distressed look, more aged Christmas look. There's another card front, or we can cut these out and use them. Yeah, that gold foil, I'm going to have to make a note that it requires a little extra time. Very pretty. And this is on black glossy stock. We did medium. This is on that little bit thinner cardstock. Okay. And then the first two we did were the backgrounds, and we can leave them like this, or we can cut the actual sentiments out of them. I mean, you could easily cut this out and make sentiments out of these. So there we go, guys. There's playing with the new Gemini FoilPress hot stamp dies. These were all purchased from HSN. If you have any questions, please post them down below, any comments. If you like this video, again, I appreciate your thumbs up and for you guys sharing. Keep in mind, I did purchase an extra Gemini FoilPress baubles. We are very close to 10,000 subscribers already. We just did a 9,000 subscriber giveaway. So I'm going to give one of these, we're going to give this one away to someone once we hit 10,000 subscribers. And I'll be collecting things along the way to give away for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you guys again for watching. And as always, keep on stamping. Bye-bye.